every time that I go a period where I'm not driving the car spirited or getting on it at all, I almost forget how much fun this car actually is. So I'm about to cross over 70,000 kilometers in my modified Audi S3. Stock, this car is around 300 horsepower at the crank, and with the modifications that I have, it's sitting around 420 horsepower. I just wanted to do a quick video today because it's a nice day and it's the first time that I'm actually able to get out on the road and drive the car a little more spiritedly. We've gotten a ton of snow here in the last few weeks and the weather is finally starting to cooperate. Spring is around the corner, the roads are clear, and I figured there wasn't a better time than right now to hop out and do this. I want to talk about the realities of owning a tuned car as a long-term daily driver. I've had this car now for about 3 years, and for the last 30,000 kilometers, it has been modified and tuned. If you've watched any of my previous videos about this car, and I have a ton of them on my channel, you'll probably have a good understanding of how much I love this car. And I don't have any real regrets, regardless of what I may or may not say in the title or thumbnail. I apologize for that. But unfortunately, when I make the thumbnails and titles clickbaity, you guys end up clicking them. But I do love this car. I love everything about the car, with the exception of a few small gripes, which I'm not even gonna bother mentioning because overall this car has been absolutely amazing as a daily driver, as a fun sports car, as a performance car. The things that I wanna talk about though are the realities of having a tuned car. So the first thing I want to talk about is gas mileage, because that is a question that has come up quite often in the last few months on the channel. Unfortunately for me, I can't give a really good answer on what your mileage is going to be pre and post tuning, because I am in a situation where I basically get the absolute worst fuel economy that you could possibly have. And that's a result of having most of my trips, like 99% of my trips in this car are very short trips, and they're in stop and go traffic within my small town. So as a result of that, I'm getting terrible mileage regardless of whether or not the car is tuned. And the car did decrease in mileage, not substantially, but a little bit after I tuned it. But I am probably going to associate that more with my driving style, because the car has a lot more torque, it's got a lot more power, and as a result of that, especially in the summer, I'm driving the car a lot more spiritedly on a regular basis. You probably shouldn't really be considering fuel economy, because most likely, if you're tuning the car, you're going to want to have fun in it and you're going to drive it more aggressively or more spirited, and you're going to be burning a lot more gas. All right, so the second thing that I want to talk about as a reality of having a tuned car is your maintenance. Now, the maintenance in these Audi S3s, Audi A3s, Golf GTIs, and Golf Rs, it's extremely important. And maintenance is important in every car, but a lot of people may complain about how expensive it is to maintain a Volkswagen even. But the reality is, if you maintain the car well, it's going to last a very long time. And with these cars, if you have them tuned, making sure you're doing your maintenance a little bit early is actually going to help you a lot more in the long run. So that's just another thing that you need to consider if you're thinking about tuning. The third thing is, and this is speaking from personal experience, the fear of something going wrong as a result of the tune. So I have had no issues with this car yet. It's been 30,000 kilometers tuned. I don't baby the car by any means. I drive it spirited, especially in the summer. And although nothing has happened yet, I've had no issues. Knock on wood, there is no wood in here. But I do have this thing in the back of my mind where I have this fear that something is gonna go wrong, either with the transmission, with the engine, and it's not based in anything. It's just, you know, this underlying fear that because the car is being pushed a decent amount over its stock limitations, that something may end up going wrong as a result of that tune. So that's number 3. And if it's your daily driver, right, and I've said this in other videos, if this is your only car and you don't have any backup if something were to go wrong and you rely on the car to get to work, I work from home. My trips are mostly to the grocery store and the gym. But if this were my only car and I would be really screwed if something happened to it and I wasn't able to get to work, I probably would be hesitant to tune the car. That's not to say tuning it's going to immediately make the car unreliable, and my experience has been something that is proving the contrary. It has been a very reliable car over the last 30,000 kilometers that it's been tuned, but just tuning the car immediately is going to put more strain on the car because it's getting more than what it was meant for from the factory. But then when you factor in your driving style, you're going to be having more fun in the car, I can assure you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be tuning it. So just keep that in mind. You know, in the back of my head, I do have this ongoing thing where it's like, you know, hopefully nothing happens, but something might happen eventually. The fourth thing that I want to talk about as a reality of having a tuned car like this, your driving style, even if you don't want it to, it's probably going to change. And especially if you are really into sound and, you know, having your car make fun sounds like I am. I'm extremely childish. With this intake that I have the integrated engineering intake. The car sounds hilariously fun. And as a result of that, I find myself wanting to, you know, get on the throttle a bit more, rev it out a bit more. I do have the crackle tune from Integrated Engineering on the car right now. I flip back and forth between having that turned on and off. But let me just give you an example here of what I'm talking about. But that is something that you need to consider as well. Your driving style is probably going to change, because if you really enjoy the way that the car feels when you press on that gas pedal, the extra boost, you know, the feeling of getting put back in your seat, and the sounds that the turbo and intake are going to be making, most likely, it's unavoidable, your driving habits are going to change. And, you know, as a result, again, going to affect your gas mileage. And I want to finish the video off just by talking a little bit about how this car has been as a daily driver, you know, kind of like a 70,000 kilometer update. I purchased a car almost 3 years ago at around 20,000 kilometers, and I drove it completely stock. Well, I put an intake on it within the first couple of weeks, but aside from that, I drove it completely stock for I think 20,000 kilometers before I ended up tuning it. And since that point, it's been 30,000 kilometers now on stage 2, and again, that means I have a downpipe, an intake, ECU tune, TCU tune, and I'm pushing over 100 for sure, over 100 horsepower, more than stock. And all things considered, right, this car has been absolutely amazing. There's been no problems outside of a few things that I caused myself. You know, obviously regular maintenance, and the maintenance hasn't been bad either. I did do a video where I broke down like the full cost that has gone into this car. If you're interested in that, it's on my channel. But overall, this car is exactly what I was hoping for when I first purchased the car. It's exactly what I was looking for. It's a very practical car. It can be decent on gas if you're driving it, you know, outside of the conditions that I'm driving it in, but any car is gonna get bad mileage when you're driving it the way that I'm driving this car. It's very practical in the winter. So we got a lot of snow this year, and I had absolutely no issues. Even on unplowed roads, this thing had no problems. I was able to go out, have fun, felt completely confident, even on unplowed roads, you know? And it has 4 doors, you know? And then on top of all that, it looks really nice. The interior looks really nice. It feels really nice. It's pretty comfortable considering it's a compact sedan and it's a performance car. But, you know, to the performance side, the fact that this thing with a bolt-on basically and a couple tunes is getting like 120 horsepower over stock is absolutely mental. And I know this is a thing within like the BMW world too, especially with the B58 engines. But this car just, and especially now because the market has come down, you can get S3s, the 8V S3s for pretty reasonable pricing. And it's just, in my opinion, this car it's a really, really solid, amazing value for the money. And to wrap things up, you know, I do not regret tuning this car. If I had to do it again, I probably would. And, you know, the only thing that I may want to do differently is potentially get an intercooler, just because it's kind of part of the stage 2 package from IE, and it's just there to kind of help the engine breathe a bit better and keep things cool. But again, I don't think I need it. I haven't had any issues as a result of it. I'm not going to the track with this car. I'm not doing back-to-back pulls on hot days, so it hasn't impacted the performance of the car for me at all. And I also think, just with my style of driving and the climate here, it's not really putting any extra stress versus if I were to have the intercooler. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to do a quick update, kind of talk about how this thing has been And in terms of future plans for the car, I don't really have any future plans at this point. I do still want to get a front lip, maybe side skirts, just to kind of finish off the exterior look of the car. I want it to look fairly stock though at the end of the day. And I don't have any plans on going bigger turbo right now. The future could change things for sure, but I think if I wanted to go bigger turbo, I would probably just end up saving and buying an 8V RS3 instead of putting more money into modifying this platform and you know, just pushing it further into the realm of something may explode. So that is it for this video, guys. I really appreciate you watching, and you know, if you're interested in more S3 content, feel free to follow along. I'm going to be posting some lifestyle stuff, some fitness stuff, so if you're interested in that content as well, feel free to follow along. Drop me a comment if you have any questions, even thoughts on the video, and I will leave you guys with a quick pull. See you on the next video.